We've scoured the App Store and Google Play Store to bring you the best of the best in terms of recently released games. From adrenaline-pumping action games to brain-teasing puzzle games, there's something for every type of player on this list. So sit back, relax, and get ready to discover 10 amazing new mobile games that you won't want to put down. Whether you're a casual gamer or a hardcore enthusiast, these titles are sure to keep you entertained for hours on end. So without further ado, let's get started with our top 10 new mobile games. Starting off at number 10, we have Ricochet Squad. This is a 3v3 multiplayer action shooter. Choose a fantasy future context. So playing this game, you will encounter a lot of weird warrior characters and slightly eccentric. The main task is to hold the point to 100% victory. The character must be controlled manually. There are no auto guidance elements except for auto shooting. Each hero in the shooter has his own unique abilities. For example, someone can turn into a huge ball and smash the enemy team, thanks to some parts of the map where you can jump over obstacles to quickly move to another position. With focused gameplay and especially cartoon-style graphics in the form of color blocks, it will be smoother and more flexible than other games with a real context, creating a realistic human figure. But before we move forward, I would like to thank Basket Random for sponsoring today's video. If you are a big fan of basketball, then Basket Random is an awesome sports game for you, where you beat opponents by gaining more points at each match. In this game, your objective is to fight and score to win over the opposing team. There are 2 teams in a match, and each team includes 2 members. Each member plays a different role, such as a dunker and a defender. A dunker has to stand in the center of the basketball court for handling and shoot the ball. As a defender, your position is behind the dunker. Whenever your opponent is attempting to throw the ball into the basket, the team that gets 5 scores first will be the winner. This game offers 2 modes. You can play against the bot or a friend in 2-player gaming mode. The goal is to be the first to reach a score of 5 points. In each basketball match, the characters will get physics at random. Here's the list of physics in the game, like long arm, light ball, heavy ball, short arm, large hoop, etc. In addition to the fun gameplay, Basket Random also offers a variety of match fields, balls, and players to keep things interesting. So if you're a fan of basketball games or just enjoy unique physics-based challenges, be sure to give Basket Random a try. Have fun! Moving on to number 9, we have Over Heroes. Over Heroes is a 5v5 shooting and tower-pushing game. Players need to destroy layers of defensive towers with their teammates and finally destroy the opponent's crystal to win. In the game, the player plays the role of a shooter who can fly into the sky, a warrior who can take charge of his own work, and a druid who summons various monsters. Whether you like to lead a charge, ambush your enemies, or aid your allies, there's a hero for you. There are also a variety of attack methods. Melee, firearms, and spells are all available. Each hero has its own unique skills, which greatly improve the operability of the game. At the same time, we have excellent performance optimization technology, which can run smoothly under the premise that the special effects are very gorgeous. Coming in at number 8, we have Spider Fighter 3. This is a new AAA hero action game about fighting versus city gangs as a real superhero man. You control the Spider hero in a fully 3D environment like a AAA console game. The Spider fighting action game is made on an absolutely new engine and takes place in a city of criminal gangs. Like traditional action games, Spider Fighter 3 has a unique art style, and its high-quality graphics, maps, and characters make Spider Fighter 3 attract a lot of action fans, and compared to traditional action games. Victories and collected trophies as usual will open up new abilities and capabilities of the main character. This will take the fight against crime to a new level. Next up at number 7, we have Micro Survivor. Micro Survivor is a mobile adventure on smartphones. According to the plot, scientists conducted an experiment that led to a decrease in the main characters. As a result, they end up in a typical field with grass where they have to hide from spiders and fly on dandelions. Although this is an early version, the game is more like an adventure than a mobile survival simulator. This means that the interface is clean of buttons and other indicators, and the player independently controls the character, pumps it, and enjoys video installations. It's a pity that there is no sound. There is no open world in Micro Survivor, at least in the early stages. Instead, the player goes purely on a mission, and there is a hint in the form of illuminated traces. Down to number 6, we have Team 4S2. This is an action and adventure game that immerses you in intense combat featuring some of the most peculiar warriors. Specifically in this title, you'll be able to control the movements of spies, doctors, soldiers, and other characters. all with their own customized weapons. With 3D graphics and a completely adaptable camera, it's easy to follow the development of the action with precision. Once you select the character you like best, the game will go ahead and match you with your teammates. In addition, in each round, you'll be able to select the weapons you'll use for shooting your opponents. Once each combat begins, you'll have a specific amount of time to find and take down all your enemies. Moving on to number 5, we have Static Shift Racing. This is an unusual race for smartphones with high detail, not only of cars but also of the environment. The developers have made a large and open city. It's just a pity that you often have to ride with bots. Although the developers write about racing with real rivals, and the sound when drifting is very mediocre. Also, don't expect super realistic physics and damage systems. The game offers different modes that still need to be reached. Traffic signs and a number of other objects can be knocked down, and during the drift, smoke billows from under the wheels. The creators of the game offer players to collect a collection of legendary cars of the 80s and 90s with hundreds of customization options. Next up at number 4, we have WipeSquad. WipeSquad is a mobile shooter that offers first-person team shootouts with minimal hints, and you will have to control the character and his shooting yourself. Only he shoots automatically, you just need to tap on the right side of the screen. Much like Valorant or CSGO, the tactical FPS shooter, WipeSquad offer a similar gameplay, where there is going to be a round and a bunch of modes that you can use to kill your enemies with your guns. Buy your weapons, shield, and armor at the start of the game with money that you get when killing them. There is a lot to offer in this game, but the most interesting one is the perks that you can choose when utilizing the combos that can increase the variable of how you deal with your opponents. Coming in at number 3, we have Paralyzed. Paralyzed is a 2D platformer where you control 2 different characters simultaneously. Running at the top of the screen is one of the sisters in the adventure, and at the bottom the other. Every time you tap the screen, the sisters switch places. This is important because the sister in red can withstand red fires, and the sister in blue, the blue fires. This means you have to touch the screen to help each one avoid the type of fire that she can't survive. Another interesting detail is that the red sister is slightly bigger than the blue one. At times, you have to consider the size of the sisters too, since the cave they're running through has stalactites that they could run into if they're not careful. Next up at number 2, we have Ice Scream 7. This is a first-person horror game that will take you for the 7th time to the horrifying universe developed by Claperion Studio. On this occasion, Liz is the protagonist of a gloomy story in which emblematic characters of the saga, such as Charlie and Mike, also take part. As expected, in Ice Cream 7 Friends List, you will find the usual 3D visual development present in previous installments. This time, you will also have a simple and effective control system to move in any direction by touching the joystick on the screen. In addition, to solve certain puzzles, performing actions with the objects scattered throughout the scenarios will be essential. And finally at number 1, we have Epic Ape Madness. This is an isometric action game for mobile with manual control and a single-player campaign for leveling up the character. At the start, you need to complete missions, clearing low-income areas from bandit monkeys. Then, you need to collect materials to create first aid kits, bullets, and your new home from them. As usual, in mobile MMO, there are several machines and workbenches in the shelter. There is no open world in Epic Ape Madness, instead players switch between levels. The benefit of this does not take much time. We expect that gradually gangsters will be able to join the clan, and at the start, you can only communicate via text chat. The developers promise PvE and PvP battles. There you go. We hope you enjoyed them and found them informative. Be sure to check out our channel for more top 10 lists and other amazing content. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with our latest videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.